Welcome to the GAMERamble first look video for Hell Architect. My name is Darkcloud and I'm joined by
Nimby or Mrs. Cloud.
So Hell Architect is developed by Woodland Games and published by Leonardo Interactive, and it's a game about building and managing your own hell. So you basically play as a hell manager, but you have to develop the underworld in a way that would make even Lucifer himself fall off his chair.
Okay.
So we've got a continue option that's grayed out because we haven't played the game yet. Load, sandbox, tutorial, scenarios, and settings. So I've created some quick. Let's take a look at the settings. Set the language, the user interface scale, full screen. You can disable nudity and blood, which I think we should do for this video. Resolution, quality, so we've got low, medium, and high. VSync, and then audio we can adjust the main volume, music, sounds, dialogue, and tortures.
Okay. Gonna get to torture people.
Well, it is hell, so I expect lots of torturing. Okay, since this is a strategy game, we should probably take a look at the tutorial first. See, there's also some scenarios where if you don't have time for a long game session, you can just take on one of these and
Okay.
play through them instead of doing the full sandbox. Let's try out the tutorial. See, there's basic, intermediate, and advanced, where they introduce all the concepts in the game. See, lots of sinners falling down into the
Bottomless pit.
yeah. There's 3 of them waiting at the gates of hell. Looks like. Have notifications here.
You're the rookie. My name is Frank, but you can address me with my full title as Acclaimed Inferno Designer of the Forgotten Realms of Lower Hell.
Quite a title.
I earned that title through years of hard work, so be sure to remember it. Now, come here, concentrate, and take notes. The sooner we finish, the sooner you'll come in handy. To begin, you'll need to know how to navigate your circle of hell. There are several ways to do this. You can move the camera around freely and increase its speed with the speed up button. Alternatively, you can drag the camera by moving the cursor to the edge of the screen. See which one suits you best. By the way, you don't have to commit to using one method. Use them as you please.
Okay, so move the camera around by using the mouse. Scroll wheel to scroll in and out. All the WASD keys, which can be sped up by holding in the shift button.
Okay, cool.
So you can see it's a 2D title. And there's our little
Okay, enough
sinners.
talking. We need iron, coal, and dirt. Give the orders to dig, and gather the necessary resources so we can move on. To start, choose the dig action, and decide which tiles to dig up. Bear in mind that most of the sinners are unqualified blockheads. They'll only complete tasks in places they can actually reach. Marking a tile to be dug up with no path to reach it won't work. You can always undo your orders though. Just use the cancel action and choose which tasks you want to stop. Want certain tasks to be prioritized over the others? Simply open the priority screen. The numbers you see mark each task's current priority. Increase or decrease it with the corresponding buttons. The higher the priority, the sooner the task is going to be completed, as long as it's possible, of course, for a sinner to reach the place. Now, since you have the basic know-how, get to work.
You knew that managing hell would require so much micromanagement, eh? So our objectives are to gather resources, dirt, coal, and metal.
Okay.
Must be dug up. So I see this is metal ore, coal ore. Yeah, and the dig button is E. So I can tell them
Okay.
where to dig and what to dig, it looks like. And then they get to work.
Come with your own personal workforce.
Yeah. So not only are these poor souls sent to hell, but they have to work to create the resources for their own torture devices and buildings and things. That is quite the punishment. Yeah, I've got enough dirt, but I need more coal and metal.
There's one standing idle.
That's not a lot. Get that over there. I can speed up time as well, I see.
Okay.
That might be useful. You there. We'll probably go, I see there's time to next sinner, so there's a steady trickle of new sinners coming into your realm. Can we put to work?
Gathered the resources? Well then, you should start making good use of them. In hell, we care about one thing in particular: suffering. To generate it, you're going to need torture devices. For starters, let's build a simple one. How about an Iron Maiden? Select it by going to the Build menu at the bottom of the screen and choosing the Tortures category. You can also use the shortcut button to open the menu. Select the Iron Maiden from the list of torture devices. Notice that each structure requires space, so you could clear out some rubble before building, but if you don't, your sinners will take care of freeing up room for building. So don't worry your pretty little hell manager head.
Voice acting is quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to build Torture Iron Maiden. Get nice and close. He said they will clear out the obstructions themselves.
Okay.
It would be good to tell you how torturing works. Click on the Iron Maiden and I'll show you what's what.
Okay.
The structure name is at the very top of the card. Below it, a level indicating how many times you can upgrade the building. You can check the upgrade cost by hovering over the upgrade button.
Suffering, dirt, coal, and metal. Okay, so suffering is a currency in hell.
An upgrade can improve several things. It can shorten the work cycle, increase the amount of resources provided by the building, or change its effect on the sinners. If it's a torture device, the number of traits compatible with that machine may also increase. Further below, you'll find information about the structure's type and the time it needs to complete a cycle. What's a cycle, I hear you ask? Good question, rookie. In simple terms, you'll surely understand. A cycle is the time needed for a structure to generate resources. Keep in mind both the time required as well as the resource quantity vary between structures. The right-hand side of the card shows crucial information for each building. For torture devices, these are traits which are compatible with this device. As you can see, the Iron Maiden uses the blood trait. That means if you assign a sinner with that trait to it, you'll be able to squeeze additional suffering out from them each cycle.
Suffering.
Look to the bottom left of the card now. That's the place where you assign sinners to structures. The number of slots determines how many sinners can be assigned. Now, let us pick an unlucky soul that will generate us some suffering. Finally. First, open the population screen. Either move your cursor to the icon and confirm your choice, or simply press the shortcut button. Lots of stuff here, right? This, in general, corresponds to the information on the individual sinner cards, accessed by selecting the sinners. From the left, dossier picture, condition, needs level, skills, status effects, scheduled tasks, special trait, and their deadly sin.
It's even here for pride. And Harry was envious.
Find someone who has the blood trait, and select them to center the camera on them. Then close the population menu. Now drag and drop that sinner onto the Iron Maiden to start the torture. Hurry, hurry!
Hey.
Oh, she can't reach it.
So they don't automatically clear out the dirt in order to
fling themselves into an Iron Maiden. Apparently not, no.
No.
Okay, well.
Okay.
I talk so much I got thirsty. Which reminds me, your sinners are probably thirsty too. Do we care? Not really, but we kind of need to pretend we do. Better take care of those bastards before they perish and end up in limbo. What? Surprised you have to tend to the sinners? You see, we expand hell and gather suffering using sinners, and that can take its toll, sometimes to the point of them perishing from exhaustion. In general, we shouldn't let that happen. After all, a sinner in limbo is of no use to us, so we feed them, let them drink, and sleep, just so we can exploit them forever.
Makes sense, I suppose.
So
If
they
we
can
didn't do
actually
that, those worms would get used to the
perish.
constant torturing, and we wouldn't be able to gather as much suffering. But I digress. Let's take a look at the structures we have in place to keep those rotting buggers working. Open the food category under the build action.
Food.
Here's the rundown. On the left, you can select the product you want to manufacture. The lower a product is on the list, the more advanced it is, and the more requirements you have to meet in order to generate it. Above the structure panel, there are descriptions that will help you distinguish the types of buildings. Now for the structures. Generally speaking, to generate a resource, you need one building of each type: production, process, and provide. Let's use Smelly Goop as an example. Manufacturing a meal, even as basic as this, requires 3 buildings: a flesh farm to produce, a cauldron manned by a sinner to process, and a trough, which is used to provide the finished product.
They feed them from a trough.
But the hell circle we're in is not a basic one, so basic food will not suffice. Instead, we're going to produce some simple meals. 2 of the required buildings are already in place. That leaves the mushroom farm. Build it, and be quick about it.
Okay, so there's already a fish farm and... what's this? Field kitchen. Food trucks, we need a mushroom farm.
Okay.
Build it there. Here. One is getting viciously tortured in there. But now I've dug holes for all my sinners. I don't know how I'm gonna get them back up unless there's a way to... oh, here we go. Build a ladder. That's a lot of blood coming out of that Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Where Eve's eyes are popping.
Which one's gonna dig here? Ball fragment. Is that one? I can't pull over the Iron Maiden. Ah!
You dug yourself in.
I literally dug myself into a hole. Okay, how am I gonna get out of this? So I can't build ladders sideways, presumably. Oh, I can.
Okay.
Interesting. There we go. Off to build the mushroom farm.
Like how he's wearing a miner hat.
Alright, that's done, but at this pace we'll have to wait eons before the field kitchen cycle completes. Upgrade the mushroom farm so the process speeds up. Did you forget how that's done? Oh well, just open the mushroom farm's card and press the upgrade button.
I remember it.
Now, add a center to the field kitchen so the production can start. Open the structure card and press the green plus icon under the center slot. Once done, someone will come and start cooking. It's best to handpick a sinner who possesses the best cooking skills. Take your time, pick whoever. Ha! Kidding. You think I have all day? Do as you're told and make it snappy. By carrying out a task over and over, sinners will become better at them, and their skill level will increase.
Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, Matthew is now manning the kitchen.
The kitchen, okay.
Flesh farm. Vicious. Resources we need.
We need...
It looks like I'm a great teacher, because so far, everything is going smoothly. Not that I was expecting otherwise. You know how production, processing, and providing works, so we can move on to the needs your sinners have. There are 4. Hunger, thirst, fatigue, and... evacuation.
Evacuation.
We
Proper
just talked
demon.
about satisfying hunger. Thirst works in the same way. For fatigue, you need to build structures available in the rest category, like a paper box or a bed. And to let sinners evacuate, you're going to need to build simple latrines.
A paper box.
Mm.
Actually, did people sleep in a paper box?
A fun fact, a simple latrine, the only structure that lets sinners relieve themselves, is also the one that provides the raw material for making the most basic thirst-quenching drink, dirty water.
Nice. So they recycle the urine into dirty water.
Okay.
Sounds very efficient. I would expect nothing less from Hull.
That's why evacuation doesn't have its own building category. Any questions? Heh, just kidding. I wouldn't answer even if you had any.
Yeah, girls would do good here.
No pain, no gain. Achievement unlocked. Okay, I think let's take a look at the sandbox quickly. Let's select Heaven, Hell, or Inferno difficulties.
Okay.
And less worries, more fun. It starts getting hot in Hell, and a place who likes things extra hot and tough.
Mm.
So I just want to take a look at how the basic sandbox elements of the game look. This is basically the mode where they leave you to your own devices and you construct your own personal hell. But yeah, you have to grow your population and take care of your sinners, develop your buildings, upgrade them, gather resources, and I see you can also summon legendary characters with unique abilities and then use them in the game.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting. You can imagine what kind of celebrities Hell would have.
Mm.
You've got torture devices, the basic stuff like the platforms and ladders, food, drink, rest. See, there's some special as well. Mine crystals, research new technologies, put up a wall, or wall of legends, okay. And you can set up new career paths for your sinners as well.
Okay.
And there's even decorations, but shells, skull piles, skull pillars,
Like how
torches. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff.
Mm. That's cool.
So yeah, what are your impressions of the game?
It's interesting.
It's definitely a very unique idea. There are other games, of course, where you have these type of colony management simulations, but I can't think of many that are set in Hell.
Mm.
The fact that you actually have to feed and provide comfort for your sinners is a bit surprising to me, but it makes sense within the context of what they're doing here. And it gives the game a added challenge, I think.
Mm. Yeah, if they were just indestructible, that would not be good.
Yeah.
Not be such a challenge then. Hellish commercial.
I think it's quite a fun little game, but it does look like it does have some depth to it as well if you look at all those menus and stats and things.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to be a game for anyone that's easily offended by religious imagery.
Mm-hmm.
Although the game does handle it in a very cartoonish manner, there's still pentagrams, and I'm sure if you disable the blood and nudity, the game's also going to be a bit more explicit in that regard. Yeah, if you like what you see and you want to try it out yourself, there is a free standalone prologue available that can be downloaded and played free of charge. And the game itself is out now on Steam and GOG, so if you like your strategy games and a bit of tongue-in-cheek humor, I think this one seems pretty decent.
Yeah, I agree.
It's obviously going to take a lot more time than this video to fully get into the game and understand all the nuances and figure things out, so that will be in the full review. But for a first impression, I think this one looked good.
Awesome.
So, thanks for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you. Remember to like and subscribe and share if you like our videos.
Bye.
Bye.